And we are live. Hey everyone, my name is Prince, and welcome back to Game Night, the Golden Revisit batch, where we are revisiting, once again, many of the games that we have played, my personal favourites from the batches of Game Night that we've played thus far. Why is my mouse doing that? Here we go. I'm just putting this into a window while I send out the notifs, because then... Oh, no, never mind. Again, sometimes it's useful when, sometimes it's useful when the audio goes off when I click off, because it means I can do, like, audio tests and stuff. Sometimes it's a bit annoying because, that's not what I meant to click on. Because I like to hear the music. Like, I literally... The reason I'm a little bit later, obviously I ended, the previous stream and said I was gonna, like, go for breaks and get ready for the next one. Get ready for this stream, obviously, after the Fortnite stream. And, while obviously, that was true, one of the reasons I'm a little bit later than usual is because I wanted to have the nice, peaceful, space background, from finishing the game, so I literally just, went through the last portion of the game, literally, like, the last 2 minutes, like, basically clicked twice to put down, like, 3 different portals, and then, you know, just had the cutscene play out. Alright, notifs are out. Oh, Twitter. There we go. Bingo bango. Hey, Vince. Alright, now I can slap it back to full screen. Right, so... Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Portal 2. It's always good to be back in Portal 2. You know, it's not... well, I suppose this is a game we could play for, like, a while. Yeah, welcome back to Portal 2. As part of the Golden Revisit batch of Game Night, which for those of you who don't know, the way Game Night works is that every Saturday I play a different game, and we do it in batches, and each batch contains 4 games, and we've done 4 batches thus far, and to end off this season of Game Night, we've been doing a Golden Revisit batch, where I've been revisiting my personal favourites of all the different batches that we played, and all the different games, and, while we had some good games in, batch 4, what did we have? Batch 4, we had, Super Mario Bros. 3. We also had Splitgate, and we had Terraria, and of course we had this. But out of all of them, Terraria was an option. I sort of considered doing Terraria, but if I'm gonna be honest with myself, I definitely enjoyed this, playing this game for Game Night more than any of the others. Hey, Mark, yeah, long time no see. It's not like we just had a stream or anything, yeah. Been away from stream for ages. Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't seen you in a while, Vince. Welcome back. Cool to hear you got a new laptop, though. Hope you enjoy Portal 2. But obviously, we've already played through the story, and we are returning because, for Game Night, we were making test chambers. Because the PC version of Portal 2 comes with a community test chambers thing where you can make your own test chambers, which is supremely cool by itself. But not only are we returning to making test chambers, someone, recommended, I think was it Hash? I can't remember their name. Someone, recommended I install Bmod, which is basically a mod that lets you use custom testing elements within your testing chambers. Because while the stuff they give you is like, you know, you can make a lot with the vanilla stuff that they give you, there's a lot like from the games that they don't give you, and there's like, you're quite limited in terms of like style and everything like that. But in between the previous stream we did and this one, I have installed Bmod, so now we have custom testing elements to play around with, so that should be fun. So we're gonna create some test chambers. I've been working on, a few. We had, these were the two ones we did last time. We had, well, technically 3. We're making, Voidatos, hello, welcome. Yeah, 3 streams in one day, yeah, technically. And if you wanna count it that technically the first 10th Moon stream ran into today, you could make the argument that there were technically 4 streams in one day. Yeah, it was pretty hectic. The sorcerer decided to pay us a visit. And then we journeyed to a spooky temple, almost got killed by a bunch of traps, fought a ancient Minimoy spirit with a big spear, and learned some stuff about the lore of the sorcerer. So yeah, pretty wild. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's like how it always is with stuff like that, Vince. Like, all the bits that are memed are sort of a very small portion of it, but, yeah. So, the last time we were here, we made 2 chambers, and one of them we did 2 different, difficulties, and we were making them for, like, a fake, a testing track called Lima Sierra LS live stream. And we had Chamber 1, failed inversion. We had an easy version, and a hard version. And then we had Chamber number 8, lack of morality, which was my masterpiece. But I have been working on this one, which makes use of some of the newer testing elements that I've downloaded. But I think we're going to start off by making just a completely new test chamber. Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, I would say, like, that's why you've always, like, you plan ahead to have a good, like, sleep schedule for when the 10th moon arrives so people can, like, stay up for it. But not everyone can. And it was the longest 10th moon adventure we've ever done, too. For, like, what? I think it was 4 hours, 20 minutes. So it was pretty long. So even if you'd have stayed, I don't know if you'd have been able to stay for all of it, so... And, you know, you can always go rewatch it now. Right. So this is literally just going to be a nice, chill stream. We're going to chat. We're going to chat about anything you guys want to talk about while I make a custom test chamber. So the clever thing that Bmod does is that it, considering we can't increase the amount of test chamber mechanics we have, but we can take shortcuts, and Bmod's very clever with that in that it integrates shortcuts. So instead of like having, like we have here, we have a circular button, a cube button, and a sphere button. And usually each of them would be like 3 separate testing elements, but it combines all of them into one thing, so it saves space. Yeah. Yeah, you don't work yourself too hard, Ma. I admire your work ethic, but you gotta make sure you pace yourself. Yeah. So, we have a lot of stuff jammed into one. We have glass and grating. We have fizzlers and laser fields. So I have taken out a few things that just aren't necessary, that I know I'm not really going to use. But we have all the major stuff in this section. And here, we have some of the new shit. So, we have here a logic gate, which is very, very, very important. Excuse me. I'm sure a lot of you know what logic gates are. That you got, like, they're used in computing a lot. It's like AND gates, OR gates, and, like, NOT gates and stuff. So it's like, if this and this is activated, then this will activate, or if, like, this is not activated, this will activate. I actually could have used one of them in the previous stream, because I wanted to do something where if, like, a button was, like, while a button, like, wasn't, like, when a button was pressed, like, the door wouldn't open, if that makes sense. And I couldn't really do that because the vanilla mechanics of the game don't let you do that. So that's very helpful. We have here, I believe, what was another one of the cancelled gels that was going to be in the game. The reflection gel, which I believe was replaced by the reflection cube. Then we have a absolute fuck ton of custom fizzlers that I've downloaded. No, I'm not playing on console. Can't you see the mouse? You know, this when, and you got like file and edit and stuff. No, I'm playing on PC. This isn't available on console. So yeah, we have a genuine fuck ton of custom fizzlers. I'll go over them in a second, but we also have a light catcher, which is basically you send a light bridge into that, and that will act as an activator. You have a wind tube, which can be used for like I don't even know how to explain it. Yeah, thank you for that. Vince, I forgot to change that. There we go. Thank you for that. Hey, Disney! Welcome back. Good to see you on another stream. Excuse me. So yeah, so we've got, a wind tube, which just blows wind out the tube and can, like, hold stuff in the air, and an auto portal, which I can't even remember what that does, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. But I actually had to write down what all of these fizzlers do. Some of them are self-explanatory. This is a paint fizzler, so gel cannot pass through this. This is a life form sensor, so when you pass through this, it will send out an output, basically, but we need a custom thing for that, which is a fizzler output relay. But then we have these four, We have the physics repulsion field, the closed solid field, the matter inquisition field, and the compressed smoke field. We have a green, white, yellow, and purple fizzler. No worries, Mar. Thanks for stopping by. Ah. Yeah, I would ask to, like, cool it down a little bit with that sort of stuff, Disney, because it was, some of the stuff was a little bit too graphic, I think. You know, we're fine with, like, taking a few hits, but, like, some of the stuff, like, that was being described by you was a bit too graphic. That's why I was deleting a few things, because it was a bit too far. No hard feelings, obviously, I'm just keeping it, you know, on theme. But yeah, it was great fun last night with everyone. Right, yeah, so, I actually did have to write it down. I had to write down what each of these fizzlers did. Because I couldn't remember. Oh, fucking hell, just close down my bloody post-it notes. Fuck. Yep, here we go. Right. Awesome, Disney. Cool to hear it. So, obviously, we got regular fizzlers, which are blue, which disintegrate any objects, like the cubes, or turrets. Speaking of which, I don't have turrets in this setup. I don't really usually use turrets, because I don't like, as was demonstrated pretty severely in Portal Prelude, although not really because of the turrets, I'm not a fan of danger in Portal, test chambers. So I much prefer, you know, being able to solve a test chamber calmly, and it being an exercise of mental calmness, something that you can relax and enjoy solving, instead of what Portal Prelude did, which is fast-paced, fling, fling, fling. If you don't do all of that within 3 seconds, you're bad and have to start all over again. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out my live playthrough of Portal Prelude, the mod. There have been... I tell you what, I was saying earlier that, Super Mario Bros. 3 was, like, the most angry I've ever been at a game ever. I completely forgot about, like, I don't know how, but I completely forgot about Portal Prelude. Like, I think, like, when I was playing, Portal Prelude, when I was playing Super Mario Bros. 3, sorry, I was saying that, like, this is the angriest I've ever been. This is even worse, like, in anger levels than, in rage levels than the trail. No, I genuinely think that, the Portal Prelude is still, like, the angriest I've ever been. Because that was, like, the trail wasn't, it was a lot of frustration. Well, not actually that much frustration. It was a lot of anger, like, when stuff didn't work right. But that didn't really happen a whole lot. It was mainly when, like, I had a full inventory and stuff kept leaking out. Super Mario Bros. 3, I was genuinely, like, raging, like, game raging, like, not really true anger. Like, there's anger and then there's rage. Rage is, like, just when, you know, like, a game is so difficult. But, like, Super Mario Bros. 3, it was really testing my patience. But Portal Prelude, I genuinely did not want to play. Like, literally half an hour in, I was like, these tests are, like, awful. Don't try Cuphead. Well, I think I'd be alright with Cuphead, because Cuphead's just difficult. Like, that would be fun rage, because it'd just be like, and you know, Cuphead isn't bullshit, it's just difficult, but like, Prelude was frustrating and genuinely bad. Like, and again, I always make sure to say to you guys, like, there is always a difference between like, you not liking something and something being bad. Portal Prelude is bad because it fundamentally misunderstands everything a Portal game is supposed to be. Like, you're not calmly solving tests, you're not using your brain. It's literally just, launch yourself from here to here to here in 5 seconds. And if you don't do it, well, sucks to be you. Start again. It's genuinely bad. Like, again, go back and watch that stream if you've got the time. I'm sure you guys would probably be entertained by it. I most certainly was not. It's cool to see you've never touched Portal, Disney, but yeah, give Portal 1 and 2 a try. And get it on PC, obviously, because there's lots of really cool mods. I played through, like, every big Portal mod recently. I did Portal 1, then Portal 2, then Portal Prelude, which was awful. Then Portal Stories Mel, which is absolutely amazing. Like, it's a fan game, but it's like Valve quality. Like, it's as if Valve actually made it. Then I played Portal Reloaded. So Portal Prelude is a very old mod that was made before Portal 2 came out. And due to that, it has a lot of inconsistencies in, like, plot and stuff. Portal Prelude is just, like, really, really bad. Like, the test chambers are just so frustrating, and, like, that so many of them are, like, time-based instead of you just calmly figuring stuff out, which is what Portal was meant to be. And not only that, it was a prequel game that tells the story of what happened the day GLaDOS got activated and, you know, did everything she did. And it didn't even feature neurotoxin, which is, like, the most famous thing that she used. So, yeah, it's really not good. Then Portal Stories Mel is quite an old, but it's an incredible, fan-made 5-chapter game. It's like, it's set in between Portal 1 and 2, and it's its own story. It's fantastic. Then we played Portal Reloaded, which was more of a game. It wasn't really focused around story. It was more focused around puzzles. Like, Portal 1 is mainly focused around puzzles and has a bit of story at the end. Whereas Portal 2, the story and the puzzles are sort of interwoven with one another. Portal Reloaded is a lot more like Portal 1. But Portal Reloaded introduced a really cool testing mechanic, which was the ability to shoot a third portal, which let you travel between time eras, between the present and the future. So you could get, like, future versions of cubes to use in the past version of the test to solve it, which was really cool. Although, again, it had some story implications that really didn't make any sense. Then after that, we did one stream playing Thinking with Time Machine, a surprisingly short mod, which let you create, like, a temporal duplicate of yourself, like, record your movements, and then, like, create a version of yourself doing those movements, which was really cool, although it had me play a test chamber, well, no, it didn't have, there was a community-made test chamber with that mod that had genuinely the most bullshit, fucking solution ever. Oh, no, I liked Thinking with Time Machine. It was just that one fucking community test chamber that I didn't like. To quickly summarize, for those of you who don't know, this right here is a fizzler. It disintegrates objects, that you, like, objects can't pass through this. It disintegrates them. You don't know why what? Why I liked Thinking with Time Machine? Or why I didn't like the community test chamber. I'm explaining why I didn't like the community test chamber. So, again, for those of you who don't know, that's the fizzler. It disintegrates objects. This is basically what happened. We had a button. Oh, yeah. Well, you could be thinking of, like, Portal Reloaded. I mean, I didn't really not like Portal Reloaded. I liked it, but I just wasn't a fan of the fact that the story elements of it really didn't make any sense. So this is basically what happened. We had a fizzler here. We had a cube that we had to, like, somehow get through the fizzler, onto the button. It was a bit more complicated than that in the actual test chamber itself, but that's the gist of what was going on. There was no way to turn off the fizzler. There was no way of getting the cube through it. So I literally spent about half an hour trying to figure something out. And it turns out that what you had to do was create your temple duplicate to carry the cube through the fizzler. And for some fucking reason, when your temple duplicate did it, the cube didn't disintegrate. There is literally no sense whatsoever to that solution working, and it is the only test chamber that I've genuinely left a negative review because it is genuine bullshit. No one in their right fucking mind that played that mod would think to do that, because there is no logic to that being a thing. So yeah, that really pissed me off. But the actual default mod itself was really good. It was very short, though. And then after that, we played Portal Revolution, which was amazing. Yeah, I mean, I don't really think there were boring test chambers. It was definitely heightened by, like, the new graphical style, like, the new style of, like, buttons and the fact that the cubes, like, got built and stuff. It was really cool. Speaking of which, I feel like maybe, Thinking with Time Machine had community test chambers, so maybe, maybe I could make a community test chamber in Thinking with Time Machine, but maybe in another stream. Anyway, I didn't see that, message, Disney. Ever checked out Dispatch? I've been watching. Is it out? Is Dispatch out yet? I know the demo's out. Is it out? No, not cast. Release date. Just okay, it's not out yet. Just that's a little bit worrying. Like, considering we're now into August of 2025 and it just says 2025, that's a little bit worrying. But they've given us a demo, so you know, that's something. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Dispatch, and I'm definitely gonna get it and stream it. There's so much stuff I want to stream. I'm probably gonna have to put game night on standby for a while, just because there's so much stuff I want to play. It's like piling up, like a bunch of new stuff. like, we got Dispatch. We've got Lost Soul Aside, which is coming out this August. I hardly write down like all the things I'm gonna play. But I wanna play Lost Soul Aside. We got Dispatch. I wanna play both of the Knack games, both the Force Unleashed games, the BioShocks. I wanna do like a long play series on the Old Republic. I want to play through all the Halo games. I want to play Call of Cthulhu. So there's a lot of stuff that I want to play. So I'm probably, and choices as well. I've been saying that I'm going to be playing the It Lives series as well. So that's going to be fun. And I want to play Crash Bandicoot Tag Team Racing as well. Oh yeah, because I own the Master Chief Collection, and Halo's one of those franchises that, like, I know I would be into if I just got into it and played it. But the only games I've played is, like, all of Halo Reach and, like, the first, like, maybe half an hour of, like, Halo 4. So, yeah. Anyway, we're half an hour into the stream, and we haven't done anything. So, we have, I described these... but we have these four. We have the white, the green, the yellow, and the purple Fizzlers. So, let me bring up the post-it note. Where is it? Here it is. Because I had to write them down, like, what they did. So, obviously, you got the regular blue Fizzler. That disintegrates objects, like the cubes. Then you've got the closed solid field, which blocks, but doesn't disintegrate everything. It blocks, you know, it's basically a wall. And then you've got, the physics repulsion field, the green one, which blocks objects, but not players. Then you've got the purple Fizzler, the compressed smoke field, which blocks players but not objects. Then you've got the matter inquisition field, which acts the same as a regular Fizzler, but it doesn't reset your portals. So, yes. So, let's have some fun with making a test chamber, shall we? I think we'll start off with like a relatively simple one. Let's make it a bit narrower. Make it long. I think maybe I want to do, it would be cool, to do like a testing track based around the new Fizzlers. But I don't know, I'll just sort of see what's, what we do. I'll have to have a look which ones I prefer. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing the Halo games again, because it's one of those franchises that I feel like I would be really into if I actually just fucking played it. And now that I have the Master Chief Collection, which I have had for a while, you know, I've got a decent few of the games. I think it's what's included in Master Chief Collection. It's Halo 1, 2, 3, Reach, and ODST, right? I think that's, I think those are the games in Master Chief Collection. So I'd still have to buy Halo 4, Well, funnily enough, if I dug out my Xbox 360, I actually do still have Halo 4 somewhere, so I probably wouldn't have to rebuy that, but I'd probably just rather buy it again. Halo 4, and then, Halo 5 Guardians, and then Halo Infinite. Yeah. So yeah, I'll probably leave that for a little bit just because like I'd have to like buy 3 like Halo games and they're not cheap. Even the slightly older ones. I can't really afford to just, buy 3 basically AAA games just for the sake of playing them on stream. Which is why, I need to get back to making the big videos. I've got a really cool Mission Impossible video, planned. Like, going over all of the different members of Ethan's team throughout all of, like, the different Mission Impossible films. So that should be really cool. I think that's going to be a good one. A lot of Max Steel content in the works, obviously. And I've got the Vines video to make for Monday. So I'm gonna... That shouldn't be a long one to make, so I'm hopefully gonna film that and edit that tomorrow. Good job I don't have a stream. Right. So, we've got a blank canvas. What are we going to use? I'm feeling a laser today. Slap a laser right there. Yeah, it is so nice. It is so clean. It's so... And the borders as well. It's like you're looking at it like on a tablet. So... We have a laser. And maybe... We can have like a bit that goes out like that, and then maybe out like that. And with BMod as well, you can make chambers in like different styles, like the overgrown test chambers, the old-fashioned aperture test chambers, the Portal 2 like slightly broken test chambers and stuff. But in fairness, I do prefer the cleanness of like the pristine Portal 2 chambers. So, I feel like using a logic gate. Yeah, I guess you could infer that. I mean, it'd probably be like, it probably got like the virtual like wave lines going through. Because you've got to remember, GLaDOS was, I know that Aperture has like a lot of advanced technologies, but like, GLaDOS was only made in like... I want to say 2001, but I feel like that's too early. It was sometime in the 2000s. Oh, it says 1998, here. Okay, so it was around that time, so they wouldn't have had good, like good cameras and stuff. I'm not sure what that means, Vince. Okay, right, I've just had an idea. Okay, so we put a laser right here. And that is going to go into a laser receptacle right there. Now, we're going to get a logic gate. Doesn't really matter where we stick it. Fucking here. I'm going to connect that to the logic gate. Now, the logic gate... there we go. Right, so that's an and, that's an or, that's a not. So, basically, while this is activated, which it will be because the laser is going directly into it, that will mean that the door is shut. So we've got to interrupt that laser, but the problem is we are going to have one of these new fizzlers. God damn it. Bloody post-it note. There we go. So, yellow is normal, but no portal reset. So, we'll start off with a simple one. This is introduction... This testing track can be introduction to custom fizzlers. We can have... Let's make a test chamber for each one. So, there we go. So, we've got a custom yellow fizzler, which will... disintegrate... objects, but not reset portals. Oh, okay. Right, yeah. Well, again, it probably would be, like, around that sort of time. It'd be so funny if Windows had, like, that classic, like, green field screensaver. Like, if you, I don't know if GLaDOS had... that's the thing. Does GLaDOS... GLaDOS doesn't have, like, a set... Like, I don't think she does. GLaDOS doesn't have, like, an actual console where you can, like, manually control her, I don't think. Because she is meant to be, like, you know, a fully integrated AI. Whereas something like Aegis from Portal Stories Mel, that was a security mainframe, so that did have a central console. Yeah, maybe. But then again, the cores were made around the same time as GLaDOS was, because they were being made to modulate her behavior. Like, Wheatley was originally a personality core. Well, I mean, all cores, that's what they are, they're personality cores. Not all of them intended for GLaDOS. A lot of them are corrupted, obviously. Right, so we have... So, we need to give them a cube. In order to help our lovely, we need to help our test chambers. This is their introduction to custom fizzlers, so let's help them out in figuring out like what the difference is. So put a regular fizzler right here. Again, this is a basic test, so it's not going to be that complicated. And then we'll put... and get rid of that. Actually, we do need that to be... that to be replenishable. And that is a reflection cube. And then... oh, yes, I've got... okay, now it's coming together. See, this is why I love, the Portal, test chamber creator. Because it really lets me flex my creative muscles in an environment that is, like, part of a game that I really like. So we've got a laser field that the player can't pass through, and we're gonna need to get rid of all these portal surfaces. I don't know, again, I feel like, you know, with AI technology, again, I'm trying not to spoil a lot of things, because I assume you probably do care about spoilers for Portal 2, considering it's your first time playing, but, you'll learn, like, some stuff. Like, Aperture was fucking around with AI for a very specific reason, and I feel like a lot of the personality cores that weren't, like, part of GLaDOS were, like, maybe failed attempts at, you know, getting AI to work, basically. Okay, so what we're gonna do, right? While, what we're gonna do, we need to start this as off, and then we connect that to... oh, hold on. I guess it needs to be... well, I guess I can just move it somewhere else. Oh, no, that's not what I meant to grab. It can be a little unwieldy sometimes, the editor. Slap that there, and put a receptacle right there. Can I connect this to the NOT gate as well? I feel like that'll still work, right? When both of these are not on. Or do I need to do multiple? I might need to do multiple. I might need to go from, I might need to go, like, from an AND gate into a NOT gate. So let me change that to an AND gate. Move that. Disconnect. Yeah, move that. And then, it's so sad. Like, look, that was such a cool animation for disconnect. Like, hold on, let me do that again. Look how, so, the heart pops up, and then, if you remove it, broken heart, and it falls apart, and fully, like, that's the whole animation. That's so cool. Alright, so we stick a NOT gate there, connect that to that, and then connect that to the door. So if I connect it, the difference between that is, like, if I connect, so this is basically saying, like, if I connected that to the door, it would be like, if that is active and that is active, the door will open. But this is basically an inverter. It's like whatever activation it receives, like, if it receives an activation, then the thing it is connected to will not activate. So it's like, if both of these, oh no, this needs to be an OR one, doesn't it? I'm trying to think how this is working now. Actually, no, I think I can just do it when... I think I can just do both of these. Because if I connected both of them by default to the door, it would mean that both of them will need to be necessary. So I think I can just turn this back into a... back into a NOT gate. Get rid of that, and then just connect that. I think that'd still work. Later stages of Old Aperture, right, okay. And Johnson's very old and sick. Right, okay. So you've seen, you've learned about, Caroline then. So cool that people are still, like, playing Portal 2 for, like, the first time and stuff. It's one, I've seen a massive influx of people playing it for the first time recently. Like, all over YouTube, I've seen people, like, literally within the past couple of months playing it for the first time. I don't know why that is. Why have people randomly started playing Portal again? I mean, it's good, because it's Portal, and it's good. But it's just weird that so many people have been playing it recently. This was meant to be a simple one, but my mind is, like, racing with ways to make it more difficult. I don't think it'll be that difficult. It's the problem, I make things too difficult. Maybe we could have, like, maybe this could be test chamber number 2. Like, like, we could have a very simple one, and a more, like, this is meant to be, this is meant to be, like... I like the idea of making this part of, like, an actual testing track that test subjects are meant to be able to do. So I think this could be, like... we have, like, a really simple one, and then a slightly more difficult one. So if this is the more difficult one, I can go a bit more. And also, I need to connect this to that. There we go. So both of these need to be off, or not catching the laser for the door to open. Vince, if you're, like, if you're far into Old Aperture and you've gotten to the point where Cave Johnson sick, you should know who Caroline is. You've reunited with, GLaDOS, yeah? Because if you're at that stage, you should know who Caroline is. So I'm pretty sure that, like, that comes pretty much directly after you reunite with GLaDOS. If I remember correctly. It's like in the very next test chamber. Yeah. Okay, so portal up here. Let me get rid of these portal surfaces because they're not necessary, and I like my test chambers to look clean and neat. Oh, we don't want those either. There we go. Have you, Vince, have you reunited with GLaDOS? Answer me that. Are you back with GLaDOS? Ugh. Because, again, if you're in the later stages of Old Aperture, I'm pretty sure... Yeah, you found potatoes. Okay, in that case, I think you genuinely... I don't know how, but I think you genuinely might have missed the reveal. I really don't know how you could have possibly done that, because I'm gonna go check. I need to rewatch my own playthrough to make sure I'm not making up shit, but I'm 90% certain that the reveal comes literally right after you meet up with GLaDOS again in potato form. But I need to look to make sure I'm not making up bullshit. Okay, so we find potatoes. And she powers down. And then, literally, yeah, the next elevator... Yeah, literally the next elevator is chapters... What was that? Chapter 7? The reunion. The Moondust Gel. Right, yeah, that's, Yeah, that's where... Okay. Yeah, okay, so that's... Yeah, the Moondust Gel comes... Yeah, because you go to the gel pump station. Okay. I have not the faintest idea how you've missed that, Vince. Because it is like a... You know, it's not hidden. It's literal dialogue that is spoken when you go up the elevator immediately after finding GLaDOS. I have no idea how you possibly could have missed that. But when you go, like, literally... I may as well, like, reiterate, because it's like... It basically doesn't come up again. How? I don't understand how anyone could have missed... Yeah, maybe you were in a Discord call. Do you want me to tell you? I mean, it doesn't really come up again until, like, the very end, and then she just sort of, like, you know, it's just sort of said nonchalantly because, you know, you're meant to have already figured it out from the thing that happened at the very start of Chapter 7. So I can tell you what you missed if you want. Right, so they portal up there, grab the reflection cube, and then they divert that laser, and then that gets rid of the laser field. Ooh, oh, my mind is really racing now, like, with ways to make this more difficult. Let's make this. Yep. Okay. So, actually, let me move this, like there, and then maybe push that back. Actually, ooh. Get rid of this. Yeah, you don't need to replay, like, literally, obviously, if you save, because you've already reached Chapter 7, if you save the game where you are, and then just start a new game at the beginning, because it's literally the very first thing that happens at the beginning of Chapter 7 when you walk out of the elevator, so you could literally just start a new game starting at Chapter 7, experience what it is, and then just go back to what you were playing. It's a shame you don't like Old Aperture, though. I enjoy it, although I do prefer, like, the aesthetic of New Aperture, but I'm not against Old Aperture. I think it's fun. I just prefer the way New Aperture looks. So, so this is gonna start enabled when that's in, but then when that's diverted, so Fizzler right here, and regular cube. Yeah, again, it really doesn't make that much sense that, I know, you know, it's the whole, thing of, like, introducing new testing elements, and they've got to do that somehow, but, like, it doesn't really make much sense that that was developed before the events of Portal 2, but, like, it wasn't in the Portal 1 testing track. But then again, like, not every testing track has to have every testing element in it. Like, different testing tracks are designed to test subjects for different things. And different, like, not every testing track is going to combine literally everything. Like, that's why the, I guess the pellet launcher and catcher weren't in Portal 2, because, like, the testing tracks that you were on just didn't have them. Then again, that doesn't really make a lot of sense, because you did replay through some of the testing tracks in Portal 2 that were from Portal 1. Some of the testing chambers, sorry. And you did see, like, the pellet launcher and catcher get, like, retracted into the ceiling and stuff. So, I don't know. So, the Fizzler is going to start off. No, it's gonna start on, but then when you connect it to that, so you grab the reflection cube to divert the laser. The laser field goes off, but the Fizzler goes on. So this needs to this needs to start reversed and connect to this. So that when you, yeah, okay. And then you can portal back over here. Oh yeah, the pellets are the pellets are absolutely taken straight from Half-Life, but oh yeah, I never really thought about that. The Portal 2 is made in a different engine, isn't it? That's why everything looks so different. Because, obviously, Portal 1 was made in Source. But Portal 2 wasn't made in Source, was it? Yeah. I never thought about that. I sort of, like, if you told me, I would be like, oh, yeah, like, I knew that. But I just never really actually thought about it properly. Newer branch of Source, yeah. Right, I feel like I could do something with this wall right here. I feel like this side of the test chamber is a little bit empty. I don't want to make it too crowded, though. I've got an idea. Drag that out a bit. Put this up here. Drag that up. Maybe just those two, and then, I'll put stairs. I think a lift, an elevator where you had to, an elevator where you had to, like, get them to activate on the, like, while you were on it would be a little bit difficult. A website was made in Portal 2? No, I haven't. That sounds pretty cool, though. Obviously, I've got to get rid of all of these portal surfaces. So that no one can cheese it. And this nice little corner of portal surfaces up here. That looks a bit messy. There we go. Okay, so they grab the laser cube, divert the laser. That turns off the laser field, but it turns on the Fizzler, and it turns on this. They walk in here. Then they've got to put a portal here and portal back over here. Remove the laser cube. I think I'll just connect this to that as well. So that when you do it, it opens up everything. And then... yeah, that only connects to that. Oh, okay. That's pretty interesting then. Game is amazing. They will take what you give them and make incredible stuff with it. So it doesn't block portals, so what you need to do is go through here, put a portal. Oh, hold on, that doesn't work though, because it's very difficult to keep track of everything that you're doing when making a test chamber. Yeah, I'll just go watch the video at some point. Okay. No, I've got a better idea. Get rid of this. We need a Death Fizzler. Where's one of them? We've got to have a Death Fizzler, right? Surely. I know I downloaded a bloody Death Fizzler. Actually, does it have to be... yeah. Well, I'm trying to stick to... I'm trying to stick to the like, one new Fizzler per test chamber. But... it'd be really helpful if I could just have a Death Fizzler right there. It's like me trying to solve my own test chamber as I'm building it. So... okay, let me just walk all the different pieces. Let me just walk myself through it. So... we grab the laser cube, divert this laser. That shuts off the laser field, but turns on the Fizzler. So we need to... the end goal is to have a cube blocking this laser and a cube blocking this laser. So we need to... what they need to do... can I... undo? Yeah. I've got it. I've got it. We disconnect that from this laser catcher, and we make a new one right here, which is specifically tied to this one. So then they're forced to divert it directly into this one. And that links to that. That needs to not start reversed. So then that will stay on. We know that doesn't work. No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work because we need what they need to do is go over to this side, be able to portal back, and then make the laser go back into here again with this portal surface still intact. You see, this is why, this is why I could do with having 2 Fizzlers. Because you can shoot why I want a death Fizzler instead of a laser field is because you can shoot through a laser field. You can't shoot through a Fizzler. You know what? Fuck it. This can be one of the later test chambers. Hey, Dino. I'll put a closed solid field there because that's a Fizzler that just stops everything that you can't shoot through. So, this connects to that, and that needs to start off. Okay, and then that way, I don't need that, and I can just make this a portal surface. I'll make that a portal surface too, because it looks a bit messy otherwise. Oh, but then you can't... Does that work? You could also soft lock yourself. Oh, the laser field is what I need for it to work. God damn it. I'm, like, struggling to make my own test chamber and make it in a way that, like, it works the way I want it to. Could you self-lock yourself? Let me put the laser field back in. Okay, let me do something, I don't want this to be major, because it's not meant to be about regular Fizzlers, so that doesn't need to be a difficult thing. I'll put a button, literally just right here, connect that to the Fizzler. So all they need to do is go to the other side of the Fizzler, lob the cube over, then they can pass through. And then, yep, okay. It's coming together in my head. Then they pass through here, portal there, portal there. Take this cube, put it right here. Come back out. My own test chamber is fucking with my head. I'm not certain. I don't think turret dispensers exist in the vanilla test chamber creator, but I'm pretty sure they exist in mods. I've got a lot of stuff in the B mods downloaded. It's really annoying that you can only have so many. Is there a turret? I swear I saw a turret dispenser. Yep, there is a turret dropper. Right. But the whole point is you're meant to... I don't think this is as difficult as I'm making it out to be. I think it looks more difficult than it actually is. And then they have to come back out. Right, okay, I've got a plan. Connect that to that. There we go. Okay, that should work. I think that should work. So this is... So, the last testing track we were doing was Lima Sierra. Let me look up the phonetic alphabet again. The NATO phonetic alphabet. We could do, like, something Foxtrot, because Foxtrot is F for Fizzler. Testing track, Alpha Foxtrot, could stand for, like, awesome Fizzlers. Yeah, fuck it, we'll go with that. Alpha Foxtrot, awesome Fizzlers. Alpha Foxtrot. Chamber. Yeah, Chamber 2. What would I name this? Back and forth. There we go. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't like turrets? They're fun little guys. Okay, one thing I always forget to fucking add all the fucking time. Fucking lights. Every time. There we go. And then put some over there as well. Alright. Should be sufficiently lit. Right. Let's give it a play. See if it works. Damn, how can you hate the radio? Those are all the best parts. Although I understand the not making portals under yourself thing, because that's very, like, ugh. Motion sickness and everything. Okay. Right. Oh, this test chamber looks very fancy.
This next test involves emancipation grills. Remember, I told you about them in the last test area that did not have one.
Okay, I really hope the cubes... Wait, what? Okay, that's an issue. Okay, that fizzler should not be on. Okay, well, we're gonna have to do some tinkering. Okay, I think what I said originally, was right, and that we need to connect that to we need that to be an and connect it to a, then connect it to a not. So change that, to an and. So that, and that, and that all need to be off. And then logic gate number 2, that is a not. Connect that to that, and then connect that to that, and to that. Ah. Okay, what about the fizzler? What's going on with that? Okay, so I need to click start enabled off. Okay. So, alright, I'm not sure that makes sense, but we'll go with it. Oh no, that's the exit, no. Right.
This next test involves emancipation grills.
Why is that still doing that? What the hell?
Did not have one.
First of all, I don't like it that you can see it here. Okay. Okay, well, let me test the basic functionality of this test anyway, even if it doesn't work. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. The cubes don't reach the fucking lasers. That's a big issue. That's a very big issue. Can I hold on. I feel like you can move the lasers to be lower down. I'm pretty sure you can do that. Because otherwise that's just, like... Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna say, otherwise that has just literally fucked this entire test. Right, okay, better. Now, what the fuck is going on with this? This is not making sense to me. All of this, all of these... Wait. It needs to be an OR gate, doesn't it? I think that's... It needs to be that none of them are on, basically. Yeah, okay. Okay, I think that might have been on me. Right, let's do this. I think that might have fixed it. See, this is the fun of making a test chamber. Science isn't about why. You don't succeed every time. Yeah. Okay. No, the door's still open. Why?
This next test involves emancipation grills. Remember, I told you about them in the last test area that did not have one.
Okay. Gotta help me out here. Do the logic gates not work with each other? They should. They should work with each other. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. Because this is a logic gate that's being like, okay, if this or this or this is active, then like if I connect it to that, that would mean that like if this or this or this is active, those two would open. If I connect that to a NOT gate, that should mean if this or this or this is active, then that shouldn't open. I just realized that if I leave this, someone could fling their way over there. I need to fix that. Let's not have that happen. Hey, Midnight. How you doing? No, I didn't do a live stream yesterday. Don't worry, you didn't miss a zombie stream. I had some stuff to do. So I cancelled the stream. Right, start open. Okay, check. Well, so theoretically, could they use the cubes to get up there? I mean, they'd have to do the test to... It'd actually be, like, more hassle, you know, when they've got both the cubes, the test is basically done anyway, so it doesn't really matter if they do that. If they want to do that, they can do that. That's a unique way of solving the test, but... excuse me. Yeah, so don't worry, you didn't miss anything. Okay, this should work. If it doesn't work, I'm... excuse me, I'm confused. And clearly the logic gates don't work the way I thought they did. This should work. Because they should go through each other. Okay, this is just not working.
This test involves emancipation grills. Remember, I told you about them in the last test area that did not have one.
Okay, let me do some experimenting. Fair enough, Vince. So, if I do this... Oh, I just realized I'm gonna have to bloody lower that, aren't I? Yep. And lower this. And lower this. I don't get what is going... This should be working. I would say if your favorite thing is flings, then go play Portal Prelude. Plenty of flings, except they're all horrible and time limited. Well, this is not a mod. This is, unlike most of the Portal games I was playing, this is Portal 2, but Portal 2, didn't come with it, they added it later, but it has a built-in test chamber creator. And I'm also playing it with integrated with BMod, which adds custom test chamber elements that aren't in the main game that are made by other people, like this custom fizzler right here, a custom yellow one. All of these are custom assets. Okay, I don't know why that's doing that. From that being the picture, I feel like you should be able to use them with each other. There's only one way I can see this working, and that's... It's really... Why is this not working? I don't get this. I don't see a reason why this shouldn't be working. Because this should be sending a signal to this, which should be inverting it and getting rid of the signal. Because it's a NOT gate, that's how they work. Like, it's like an inverter. If thing comes in positive, then it comes out negative. Wait a minute. No, that I already tried that. I don't see why that's not working. It should work. Let me just fuck about with it a bit. I don't know why it's not working. That generates a signal if any one of those three are active. That's the whole reason I downloaded Logic Gates, is to do stuff like this. Okay. What?
This next test involves emancipation grills.
Okay,
Remember,
if that has
I
just
told you about
worked,
them in the last
that
test
is
area. They
completely...
did not have one.
Okay, that is completely illogical. That is not how that should work. So I need a not... Okay, let's just see if I can... Let's just see if this works. If this works, that is not how logic gates work. Oh, look, and we're not a person. We're a 2D test subject. You see? We're a hopping little man. Right. So, oh, itchy nose. What we do... Oh, fucking hell, I'm not gonna be able to... Wait, why is that still there? Did I, like, accidentally... That's not even attached to anything. Okay, I have to delete that, then. So, we do that, and then we do that. And then... Wait. No, the fizzler should be on. I'm gonna have to add a logic gate to that, aren't I? Yeah. Because Portal is confused with the whole... Yeah, that's just not on. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to add a logic gate to that as well. So... break the connection with the laser catcher. And then... need another logic gate right here. This is going to be another not logic gate. So, signal, positive signal goes in, negative signal comes out. And this needs to start enabled. I think that'll work. I think. Yeah, it's really just connecting up different things. Again, it looks more complicated than it actually is. I'm proper slouched down. It looks a lot more complicated than it actually is. Right, so this should mean that the Fizzler that should not be
I told
on.
you about them in the last test area that did not have one.
That should... Okay. Is it because... Okay, maybe I actually do need to have it off by default. Yeah, I think maybe I do. Oh. Trial and error. We're over halfway through the stream and we've made one test chamber. Again, everything is logical about Portal. It is just that... again, like I said, it looks more complicated than it actually is. Right, it shouldn't be on now. Okay.
Remember, I told you about them in the last test area. They did not have one.
So then we... Alright, let me test. Interrupt this. Okay. That crazy. Okay, well if they do that, then oh, it's the button. It's the button fucking it up. Of course it is. Of course it is. Right. Okay. Okay. I need. What do I need? Oh god, this is actually getting really complicated now. Yeah, because it's thinking like it needs both of them. Alright, let me move that back here. So, I need this to be turned on. But, oh, this is going to be really complicated. I might have to figure out another way to get... Okay. Think. So, when this is on, it goes in there, and therefore the Fizzler is off. When it turns off, it goes in there, therefore the Fizzler is on. Needs to be an OR gate, doesn't it? I think. I'm praying this works. Logic gates adds a lot of components to like test chamber making. It's just getting them to actually work. So put that in there. And put that in there. I need to remove that connection. Connect that to there. Okay. See if this works. I'm just throwing shit in the test chamber and seeing if it works at this point. And GLaDOS is going to tell me about Emancipation Grills every single time. I mean, it's fitting because this is meant to be a testing track on Emancipation Grills.
Emancipation Grills.
Okay,
Remember,
it's off.
I told you about them in the last test area that did not have one.
Then, if I do that, it's on. Okay, I think that's actually... Yes! Alright, progress has been made. And I need to hit that one. Then it's still diverted. The Fizzler is still on, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm praying that hitting this button turns it off again. Okay. Wait. Okay, first of all, I gotta admire how this yellow Fizzler looks. Look at that. Whole different texture and everything. Looks awesome. Wait a minute, hold on. That's the whole point of what I wanted to do with this test chamber in the first place. It was meant to be a back and forth. Wait, no. No, that doesn't work, because that's activating the... Oh... I've named it back and forth, and if I'm doing it like this, then the whole back and forth thing doesn't even... like, mean what I wanted it to mean. Okay. It's really annoying that that button doesn't turn it off. At least the logic gate works. Alright. Back to the drawing board. Okay. I need to have the button connected to something separate, I think. No, because the way that Portal treats it... The way that Portal treats it, it can either, like... I need it to be... I don't think I'm able to do what I want to do with that Fizzler. I've got an idea. I've got an idea that will solve all of this. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of tweaking though, make it a little bit less complicated. Get rid of the button? Yes. Get rid of the button. And I think I can get rid of this as well. Connect that to the Fizzler. Get rid of this. There we go. Get rid of this. Then, we drag that out. In fact, drag all of this out. And then, we put a portal surface right here. Because they can't reach that from out here. So they have to go through here. Okay, I think that works a lot better. Okay. Let's see if this works. Again, this isn't meant to be like a mega difficult test. And I've built a lot of stuff and tried to figure this out, and it's
This
gonna...
next test involves emancipation grills. Remember, I told you about them in the last test area that did not have one.
It's gonna be relatively simple. Like, it's a lot, okay. That should not be on. Why is... Is it because it starts enabled? I think so. Okay, that might be it. Okay.
This next test involves
should be off.
emancipation grills.
It is off.
Remember, I told you about them in the last test area that did not have one.
We grab this. Divert the laser. Now it should be on. Okay, progress. Then we go in here. Portal here. Then we go back. Undivert the laser. That turns the laser field back on. Yeah, see, we can shoot through this. That's why there was such a simple solution. I can't believe I didn't think of doing that. And now, we can go grab this cube. And now we have the introduction to the yellow fizzler. Now, this works exactly the same as a normal fizzler, but with one difference. No portal reset. So, no, we don't want to do that. That almost fucked myself up then. We literally just want to do this. So we can block said laser. Then we go back through here. Back through here. Divert this laser, and if everything goes to plan, that should have activated the Okay, why has that not worked? Is there like a debug mode? No, I didn't think so. Okay, why has that not worked then? Okay. What if I make this an OR gate then? See, that should work, but I'm pretty sure that wasn't working last time. No, that shouldn't be up!
This next test involves emancipation grills.
Why is the NOT gate just, like, not working?
Test area that did not have one.
It's going in, and the signal should be inverted. It should be that if either one of those laser catchers are active, this sends out a signal, then it goes into this NOT gate and inverts the signal. So if either one of these are on, this doesn't activate. But the signal's going into the NOT gate and just coming back out again. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't get why the NOT gate's not working. And yes, that's a funny joke. It's difficult looking up stuff like this because it's modded, obviously. Okay, maybe it... Okay, I'm not seeing anything in this guide about using them with each other, but I don't see any reason why they wouldn't work with each other. But that... what I've done should work. Let me break... let me just break all the connections. And do it from the start. Okay. So we know that that works. So, maybe it's because I've been, like, connecting them wrong. So, connect that to that. Oh, God. Connect that to that. So both of them are connected to that OR gate. Then connect that to the NOT gate. Then connect that to the stairs. Hopefully that should work. No bloody guarantees, though. Maybe it's just very finicky with how it works, so you've got to set it up exactly the right way. Oh, excuse me. Nope.
This next test involves
There's literally no
emancipation
reason
grills.
for this to
Remember,
not work.
I told you about them in the last test area that did not have one.
It's going into the NOT gate and then just not working. I don't get it. Like, why is one of them working, but the other one just is choosing not to do anything? Hmm. Portal using multiple... ah, here we go. Using multiple logic gates. Alright, N OR gate. Right, okay. Is when well, no, that doesn't work because that's using the basic. Using the basic portal. That's just explaining logic gates, not the actual things I'm using. I just want to see, like, anyone using multiple logic gates. Because, okay, so, yeah, so it is supposed to work. Hold on, let me... The annoying thing is... Okay, so the logic gates are... But I just have, Well, we've seen that all of them work, so that's not... I don't understand. I really don't get what's going on. I don't get why, like, they're not working when you use them with each other. This is making no sense to me. It shouldn't need to start deployed, because... If that or that goes into that, it sends out a signal. That should go into that and be inverted and not send out a signal. It really is not rocket science. I don't know what's not computing here. The only way I can see solving this is putting some sort of... Doing what I did in the other chamber and putting some sort of obstacle that gets turned off. Okay, let me search something a bit more specific, like pull to not gate not working. That's... This is for a completely different... This is for fucking... Is that Fallout? Why the fuck did something for Fallout 4 come up? Come on. I don't know what I really don't know what I'm missing here. There should be not a single reason in hell why this is not work. It works for and we've seen that they work. Oh my god. First of all, I'll get rid of that. That shouldn't be here. That's a lot cleaner. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, just do that. Don't think this is gonna do anything, but I thought Portal 2 crashed for a second. Apologies that this is not incredibly entertaining. I'm just mega. I don't get why this is not working.
Emancipation grills. Remember, I told you about them in the last test area that did not have one.
This should not be up. It says you can use logic gates with one another. This one is just not working. This one works. I don't even, like... I'm just throwing shit together. It being connected from different things shouldn't matter. They're connected either way. Now it works? Why?
This next test involves emancipation grills. Remember, I told you about them in the last test area that did not have one.
For what reason does it now work? All that time, what was the reason for it not working? Seriously. Okay, well let's solve this and just make sure it works. So, grab this. Bloody hell, fucking hallelujah. So did it just like... Did that one in particular just fuck up? Maybe it did. Maybe it did, right. Pray that this works. No, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. It's just deciding not to work once again. For no fucking reason. Wait a minute. Wait. I'm trying to think if maybe I've A lack of a signal is still... Like, if there's no signal, the NOT gate should activate. Couldn't I just theoretically do it with a NOT gate? I'm, like, getting really confused with these. If I make it into a NOT gate, surely to God, like, if not either one of them is, if it gets a signal, yeah, surely that should work, right? Surely that should work. Maybe I've just been overcomplicating it. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. Because the whole thing is that it just needs to be that neither one of them are on, and that will generate an inverse
This next test involves emancipation.
Why is the
drills.
NOT gate not
Remember,
working?
I
Why
told you
isn't it
about them in the
working?
last test
Why
area.
isn't
It
it
did not have
working?
one.
It's not meant to be sending out a signal right now. It's behaving like an OR gate. Hold on. Maybe it's like... This is me solving the Portal 2, like, fucking mod maker's puzzle right now. Shit's not working right. I am confused. If this works... Shit! What? What just happened? Now it's working as intended. What is going on? Why did it, like, not work and then work again? I'm so confused. There should not be a signal coming out of this. Okay, there's only one thing I can think of to fix this. I didn't want to do it this way, but... I don't... By default... Wait, hold on. Wait a minute, why is that? What the hell? Okay, we're not going to talk about that. Okay, there's only one thing I can think of to fix this. And that's doing something really messy that I really don't want to do and should not be necessary for this test. Hi, Beck. Oh, RTD! How you doing, man? I haven't seen you in ages. Hope you're doing alright. I'm continuing to shore up. I might need to, head back over to your channel and start watching your weekly Skyrim mod, videos, because I'm compiling another load order for an eventual return to streaming it. Connect both lasers to the stairs and make it so they don't have to be blocked for it to go up. Sorry, I'm just... my own chamber is rattling me so much. I'm trying to figure out, like, what's actually going on in my own chamber. Well, yeah, that is what this is. It's that, like, because I can't connect them manually to the stairs and make it, so that they have to be blocked for it to turn on. That's what this is for. So it's meant to be the laser, like, if either one of these is on, it doesn't send out a signal. But I think what I'm gonna have to do, because the game is like, because they start on, the logic gate is not recognizing itself. It's, ugh. So the only thing I can think to do is something really shit, really messy, and something that I really do not want to have to do, but I'm gonna have to do it because the game is forcing my hand. Make a shitty little button. Can I not just put it as a... There we go. Shitty little button to turn off this laser field. Make these lasers not start enabled. And connect the fucking button to them. Wait, but doesn't that mean that the player could easily just cheese this? Can I make like a one-use only button? Hold on, if I just make it like a 1 second, a 3-second button. No, because they're meant to be turned on permanently. I am really getting sick of having to belittle my own test chamber just because the fucking shit ain't working. I had a plan. I had a concrete plan. It was good. It's gonna be a great test chamber, and then the logic gates randomly stopped working. Okay.
This next test involves emancipation grills.
So, you see, it's working, it's getting confused because it's starting on. It would be really useful if I could walk in and then the lasers would activate, but they start on when the test chamber loads, so that's getting fucking confused. No, that's just not gonna work. Hold on. What if I make it infinite? Because you can't... Buttons... Infinite buttons, I think, maybe are one use only. So... Let me just see if this works.
This next test involves emancipation grills. Remember, I told you about...
Right, okay, I can't... Okay, I'm gonna have to do it that way, because... In fairness, The logic gate is getting confused because it's not... Because the lasers are, like, starting on, so it's getting confused. I think that's a bug that really needs to be fixed. Because that shouldn't be how it works. Right, let me just do... Okay, but this is working the way it should. Let's do this. Hello, Clutch Productions. How does this all work? And I promise you, it looks more confusing than it actually is. Although we have had some problems with stuff not working. So, the goal of this test chamber, we have 2 laser receptors. One over there and one on the other side there. That are stopping this staircase from opening up. We're using a NOT logic gate. So, while both of these are on, if a positive signal goes in, a negative signal comes out and turns off the stairs. So, what we need to do is we need to block both of the lasers from going into here. So, first of all, we need this cube. And we block this laser. That's step 1. Then this turns off the laser field so we can get in here, but turns on the fizzler. So we can't take this cube out of here because it disintegrates the cube. So what we need to do, place a portal here and a portal here, then go back out to here and unblock the laser. So the laser field turns back on, but because we have portals here, we can go back through. Now the fizzler is off, and we can grab the cube. Now this is a special type of fizzler that we're making this whole test chamber around. It works exactly the same as a normal blue one, but it doesn't reset your portals when you go through. So, we need to get that cube in here to block this laser, so all we need to do is use portals to do this. Block that like so. Then we can shoot through the laser field. Block this laser again, and if everything goes to plan... Bob's your fucking uncle. It works at last. Yes. Jesus. There's so many hoops I needed to... So many fucking hoops I needed to jump through in order to get that to fucking work. That is ridiculous. But it works. Thank fuck. Basically spent the entire stream on that pissing test. Ugh. It's because if you...
This next test involves emancipation
The reason I
grills.
needed this button...
Remember, I told you about them in the last test area that did not have one.
Thank you, GLaDOS. The reason we need... The reason we need this button... is to turn on the lasers is because if they start enabled, the NOT gate seemingly freaks out and doesn't act as it's supposed to. So, we need the lasers to be off, and then switch them on. In fairness, that does create quite a nice entrance into the test chamber, makes everything look all cool and technological, but it's just not how I would have wanted to do it. Also, I need to get rid of that. There we go. Okay. This test chamber is finally fucking done. This is the second testing chamber of our custom testing track focused around custom fizzlers. Alpha Foxtrot standing for awesome fizzlers. Let's save that. Took far too long to make that because of these bloody logic gates not acting as they're supposed to. So let's exit that. And I just need to copy. Yeah, hold on. Let me view my test chambers that I published in the previous stream we did. we've got 2 test chambers, with one of them having multiple difficulties. We've got failed inversion and lack of morality. And now we have, Alpha Foxtrot. You guys can't see this. Doesn't really change from the last time I looked at it, I don't think. Oh, someone did comment that the faith plates on the difficult version aren't strictly needed for the difficult version. How does that... I feel like they are. I might have to look at that again. Right, what about lack of morality? No, okay. Huh. Right, so... let's create a new test. Let's create a more simple one. So that's, chamber 2. Let's create chamber 1. So that's like a bit of a more complex. See, it's not really that complex of a chamber. I feel like usually, like, learning a testing element, you'd have maybe an easy one, a medium one, and then a really difficult one. Let's make the easy one. Hi, GLaDOS. Right. I can't believe you spent like 2.5... well, it's basically 2 hours. Just spent the first half an hour just chatting bollocks. Make it small. Small test chamber. Nice and simple. Something very simple to get them started on this new Fizzler. Show them the difference. So, something, don't overthink it, Prince. Something nice and simple. Maybe literally just like, oh yeah, gotta maybe move that like there. Oh, come on, that shouldn't be a thing. There we go. So, the difference between the regular Fizzlers and the yellow Fizzlers, obviously, is that one gets rid of your portals, one does not. So, I feel like a good first chamber would be, like, you gotta have a regular Fizzler and then one of them to show them the difference. Some of these you don't need to show them the difference, because they're very self-explanatory. And can pretty easily be figured out, but like, well, I feel like you could probably figure it out, considering that with the regular Fizzler, your portal gun, like, vibrates a bit, and the portals disappear, and that one it doesn't. But I feel like it's a good, good test chamber practice. Oh yeah, put them right up against the wall like that. I kind of forgot you could do that. Right, so... we've got, okay, how about we just make it, like, literally this simple? Again, beginner test. I feel like, well, maybe a bit more complex than this. I was literally just gonna have, like, say, right, first of all, we need button here, then, no, not the Fizzlers, we need cube, and cube, and then maybe a button here to turn off the fizzler. And then no button here to show that you don't need it. Let's clean up the portal surfaces a little bit. Again, if I'd figured out all the stuff to do with, like, styles and stuff, I probably would have designed this test chamber as, like, a, maybe, I don't think an old Aperture one, but maybe, God damn it. But maybe, like, an overgrown Aperture one, so it was, like, a hidden, abandoned test chamber. So yeah, there literally doesn't need to be any portal surfaces practically anywhere here. Apart from in here. Well, actually, no, there does need to be one, like out here. There we go. Okay. What else could I add? Anything I could add to make this a little bit, bit more challenging? Just a tad bit. Again, I don't want it to be a difficult test. Maybe just a simple, simple piston platform going up to there. Oh, don't want that there. I think that ought to do it. Anything else that maybe I could add? I feel like this is a decent beginner test. Just exists to show you the difference. It's an intro test. Oh, that's a very cool visual. Two different...
If you are wondering what that smell is, that is the smell of human fear. I miss that smell.
Thank you, GLaDOS. Oh yeah, there are no lights here either. I probably ought to do something about that. So, obviously, go through here, you know. The method I was thinking of is just doing, like, this.
Oh,
That doesn't really work.
We have warehouses full of the things. Absolutely worthless. I'm happy to get rid of them. Go ahead and grab another one.
Okay, I might need to make the Emancipation Grill a little bit closer. Hold on, why don't I just do this? What is that? No, that doesn't work. Okay. Yeah, I just need to make it closer. That ought to do it. Oh, well, that means we lose the cool visual. Portal never lets me have any fun, does it? I've always got... It's never... I mean, I think that would be enough. I think that would be enough. Ah. Right. Oh yeah, it still looks good.
If you are wondering what that smell is, that is the smell of human fear. I
Gotta
miss
lob it.
that smell.
Just gotta lob it. There we go. Now it's on the other side. Oh god, nearly disintegrated it. Douche. And then... we can do this. That's it ever being turned off. What does it look like? Oh, look at that glow.
Oh well, we have warehouses full of the things. Absolutely worthless.
I feel like
I'm happy to
it's
get rid
just
of them.
like the regular...
Go ahead and grab another one.
the regular texture of the Emancipation Grill, but like higher detail. I forgot to connect the two of them. Okay.
Maybe I was wrong about you.
Oh, thanks, GLaDOS. Yeah, I completely forgot to link the buttons to the fucking platform. That was embarrassing, but there we go. There's the first one. Right. Would probably be a good idea to link these up. Oh, come on. Really? I'll just do that. And then, like... Why that's real... That, my OCD does not like that. I like the bloody ant lines. But why does that one go to the side and the other one doesn't? Let's do that. Okay, that's better. You'd have to, like, you'd have to lob it, though. No, I'm gonna get rid of that. Very smooth animation. Ugh. Right. It is a very cool
If you are
visual.
wondering what that smell is, that is the smell of human fear.
I don't remember that.
I miss that smell.
I don't remember that line from Portal 2, I'm gonna be honest. Oh, that's just on the other side. Ooh, that would be a difficult throw. Huh. Huh. That's not gonna do. It really... Why is that a thing? Like, seriously? Why is that a thing? That is so immensely irritating. Why have you done that? Wish you could drag the... I think there is like an antline controller. Like, you can choose where it goes. But, like, why would you choose to go there? I'm gonna have to... That looks even worse. Fuck it. Fuck the signpostage. I don't know what the button does. It's so irritating! Why does it do that for one but not the other? Why? Why must you torment me? That stays, and that one doesn't, for some ungodly reason. Why is it not consistent? Oh. Really not... Oh. If I do this... Oh, and that's even worse. Goodness gracious. This... The fact that this one on this side goes like that, and this one on this side goes like that, that genuinely angers me on a personal level. What if I just... Can I place another button? You are messing with forces beyond your comprehension! Hello, Haliax. That was a weird moment for you to join the stream. I'm just being really pissed off at my OCD being triggered by the fact that it refuses to put these fucking signs, like, on the same position for both buttons. I'm just gonna get rid of the connection visibility because that will genuinely annoy me. Ugh. Goodness gracious me. That is not nice. They can tell. They don't need the outlines.
That is the smell of human fear. I miss that smell.
Why did that work? Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't realize that's... Okay, why is that, why does that think of itself as a dropper? Okay, I haven't the faintest idea. That shouldn't be a thing. Yeah, I would, but then it'd be too much of a difficult throw for the player to make, to throw the cube onto there, but seemingly that doesn't fucking matter. Right, and this is, Alpha Foxtrot Chamber 1. Blue and yellow. Now, we don't have much left of the stream, because we spent so long trying to figure out that other test chamber. So, I would like to show you guys, actually a test chamber I was making in my own time. So far it's only prototype, 2. Why are there 2 different variants of that? Anyway, this was basically a test chamber I was making using all of the different fizzlers, but also some other testing elements as well. There's a lot of stuff. It's a big one. Much bigger. So, we have... What do we have? So, this is one where they'd have to use... God, even I'm a bit lost. So they need, this is the annoying thing of, like, coming back to test chambers that you haven't, like, been on in a while. First of all, they need this cube, so they'd have to play a bit of a game here, with all these different fizzlers. So, let me grab the post-it note that I have on my computer that tells me what each of them do. So, they need to get, actually, hold on, I just realized I've been going about this, wrong. First of all, do that, and do that. Make them sideways. Yeah, like that. Oh, no, that doesn't work. I'd have to make this... go... Yeah, I'd have to do it like that. Well, actually, that doesn't matter, because that's just one... Like, this is the size of a person, one of these squares, so that doesn't actually matter. Okay. So that matters not. There we go. So... Yeah, this would be this is a very difficult portion. So basically, it's kind of difficult to see because this giant wall's in the way. They use this aerial faith plate to launch up this layer is a regular Fizzler. So any cubes that drop down, they're gonna get disintegrated. This layer is a life form reader. So as soon as the player jumps up through that, they're gonna land on here with the cube, and this is gonna start moving. So they've got to get this cube to the other side, to here where there's a gap. There doesn't really need to be a gap in the lifeform reader, but, it doesn't really matter. So, as soon as they launch up, this starts moving. First of all, they've got a green emancipation grill, which blocks objects. So they've got to drop their cube onto this conveyor right here, which is slightly behind. And they can't drop down themselves because there's a laser field there that will kill them. Then they've got to, wait a minute, I've done, purple blocks players. Yeah, this needs to be, hold on, this needs to be up here. This is a purple emancipation grill that blocks players, so then they need to jump down onto the platform. Then this is just a regular emancipation grill. So they'd be on the bottom, so they need to... Is there enough time for that? I don't want to be too cruel. I think there would be time for that if I extended it out a little bit. Full wall. Maybe by 2. Yeah, just to give them the time. This may be incredibly difficult just by itself, to be honest, but... And then they've got to get back up. I don't know why that is missing. There we go. Now, whether or not this is even possible, I think we're going to give it a shot. Because I think this could be quite interesting. Again, this is a very work-in-progress chamber. It's not anywhere near done yet. Ugh. Quite an imposing
Please
chamber.
continue into the next test chamber.
And up there, that's a sol- Oh, that looks so cool.
We have warehouses full of the things. Absolutely worthless. I'm happy to get rid of them.
Oh, so that...
Which involves deadly lasers, and how test subjects react when locked in a room with deadly lasers. Go ahead and grab another one.
Right. So, we have... quite a series of fizzlers here. How about this? Doesn't this look gorgeous? Oh no, it's a solid wall. Okay, well yeah, it doesn't matter anyway. I ought to put a, I ought to see if I could integrate a yellow fizzler in here somehow. So we've got to wait. Actually, I'm not sure... if I could... I'd probably just bash off of the, Wait a minute. Did the cube...
Well, have fun soaring through the air without a care in the world.
Right. Okay, that's the problem, is that I haven't set these start active, and they shouldn't. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's better. That is what I was missing. Although I just hope that you land on the platform. Well, that's what testing is for. Testing before the testing. And we have here some reflection gel.
Which involves deadly lasers.
Some more over there
and
as
how
well.
test subjects react when locked in a room with deadly lasers.
This isn't conversion gel. Oh. Oh, thanks, Clutch. Oh no, it absolutely didn't get removed. I don't think I've seen any comment. Let me have a look for you. No, I've got no notification. That's weird. Yeah, I assure you that has nothing to do with me. Well, I really appreciate the I really appreciate that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Plenty more Arthur stuff on the way. Oh no, absolutely not, Clutch. You no need to apologize. Again, a lot of this stream, again, not all my streams I'm able to like chat with you guys like as much as I usually would. That's why I usually have that's why rule number 1 is at the top, engage with the stream, because like on some streams I do like enjoy it when we like all chat about stuff, like on streams like this when they're a bit more calm. But the reason I have that rule is that on certain streams where I'm playing like story games, I don't really want to be like sort of constantly getting asked to like discuss things when I'm trying to focus on like the story of the game or whatever. But yeah, this sort of stream, yeah, absolutely, you can talk to me about anything. Okay, so now they start inactive.
Well, have fun soaring through the air without a care in the world.
Yeah, that's a problem. Okay, so I probably need to do the same thing that I've done for this one, which is make that start one further back. That's not what I meant to do. There we go. Do the same for this. Douche. Okay. And then maybe make the ceiling higher so the cube has further to fall, so it falls like on time. Which I think falls a bit too quickly at the minute. I'm just hoping this doesn't fuck with anything. I don't think it should, but I guess we'll, Oh yeah, absolutely resend the comment. I don't believe I recognize you. I do apologize, Clutch. Obviously, I deal with a lot of, like, there's a lot of different, people in all the different Discords I cover, so I do struggle to keep track of everyone. Sometimes. But regardless, it's cool to see you on one of these streams. Yeah. If you're only in the Arthur Discord, make sure to go join the casual Discord in the description down below, because that's my main YouTube Discord, and that way you'll get, automatically notified whenever I upload or go live, which the Arthur Discord
Please
doesn't
continue
have.
into the next test chamber, which involves deadly lasers and how test subjects react when locked in a room with deadly lasers.
Right.
Oh well, we have warehouses full of the things.
Probably ought to turn off the
Absolutely
GLaDOS dialogue, in
worthless. I'm
fairness.
happy to get rid of them. Go ahead and grab another one.
Right.
Well,
Okay, that's
have fun
an
soaring through
issue.
the air without a care in the world.
Okay, and then... Wait, why wasn't... Hold on. Hold on. Why wasn't this one activated? Oh, it's because it's because I reset it. Yeah. Connect to... that. There we go. And this needs to not... yeah, dropper enabled. Don't auto-drop first cube. Oh yeah, and that just broke that connection as well. Fucking... No, that. Not the fizzler. There we go. Right, there we go. I tell you what, doing all the stuff for the 10th moon definitely has brought back some good old memories about Arthur. Thing is, and I've sort of come to realize this a bit more in the past couple of years, like, Arthur does have a decent few, like, I want to say, like, problems.
Please continue
Like,
into the next
there are a
test
lot of,
chamber,
a
which
lot of
involves
plot
deadly
holes.
lasers and how test subjects react when locked in a room with
A
deadly lasers.
decent few inconsistencies and stuff. Like, more so than a few of the other franchises I cover. But I think an important thing about being passionate about a franchise is that you are able to recognize its faults and you love it regardless. Like, I do. I love Arthur. And I feel like, you know, obviously it's way better to be able to recognize the faults of something you like and still like it than to blindly defend it and say, oh, these faults aren't a thing. Right.
Well, have fun soaring through the air without a care
Okay.
in the world.
So then... bingo. And then I drop down. And then... oh! My fucking god, that was actually flawless. That was actually incredible. I'm actually quite proud of myself that I managed to do that the first time. Oof. Fast reactions. Again, it's quite empty at the minute just because it's not done. Like, I've got the cube. I don't even know what I would do next. Oh yeah, I need the, so much, like, it's such a big test chamber. I feel like I need to make it smaller. Like, what is the point of all of this space? It'd take me forever to walk over there. Right. And then there's something I would need to do to activate that. Alright, well, that's cool. Oh no, that wasn't the drawing of Selenia. The one that Archibald did when Daisy was born was the painting of the sunset or the sunrise. I can't remember exactly which. I think it was sunset. I think Daisy, not Daisy was born. Rose was born. Yeah. Yeah, it was the sunset one that he drew. He didn't draw all of them when Rose was born. So I assume, again, the Arthur timeline is all over the fucking place. Like, it's just that we've gotten so little, like, information. The books do a better job of explaining stuff, but I'm just thinking it through in my head. Hold on, I need to quantify something here, because my fan just fell over. This is my copy of the first Arthur book. It's always on my chest, my like chest of drawers right there. This is important, because you even made me think of something, because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was. No, it was before Arthur was going to sleep on his birthday. Okay. It's amazing how much of the dialogue they adapted, like, because, like, I've read Harry Potter. I've read it a long time ago, but I'm pretty sure, like, the dialogue in Harry Potter is not that well adapted. Like, I'm pretty sure most of the dialogue that is in Harry Potter did not make it into the films, and like, the bits that did were changed. But most of the dialogue in the Arthur books was adapted pretty much 1-to-1, apart from, like a change of, like, 1 or 2 words. Yeah, so, okay, so, yeah, I got concerned for a minute with you bringing that up, that, maybe the timeline really didn't match up, and that, like, because World War II, started, like, and Archibald had to leave the Minimoys and go off to fight in the war. So I don't know. Again, this bunch of shit isn't clear. I don't know if, like, before the war he transported the Minimoys, or he left to go fight in the war, and then he came back and transported the Minimoys to the garden. Like, all of that intricate stuff is, we just don't know how he did it. That's the whole thing. So yeah, there's a lot of unknowns. Like, I would love to put together like the full timeline of Arthur and the Minimoys, but I genuinely couldn't, because we just don't know enough about the timeline for me to even attempt to do that. Like, I've done that for other franchises and plan to do it for more, but, like, there's just so many unknowns in the Arthur timeline that I couldn't even begin to try and make a full timeline of it. Like, we don't know, like, why the Minimoys exist. Like, when did they evolve? Like, why do the Minimoys exist? We don't know when the Bogo Metasalai discovered them. We don't even know when Archibald discovered them. We know it was sometime after Rose was born. But apart from that, and we don't, we don't know how he transported them. Malthazar's whole crusade supposedly happened somewhere in between, like somewhere in between Archibald not having found them and Archibald finding them. Like, when he came back from the whole crusade, Archibald had already arrived and proposed all these new, like, laws and stuff. So, and I assume, like, the whole him kissing a Weevil thing happened. You see, this is the thing I've never understood. Like, because the way the timeline, Malthazar kissed the Weevil before Archibald transported all of them. But that would mean that Archibald would have had to transport Malthazar while he was, like, after he'd turned evil. It's really, there are a lot of unknowns, that's the thing, but, you know, I fucking love it. It's just a shame because, like, I'm someone who likes being, like, really in-depth with all the lore of all the franchises that I cover and discussing them, and Arthur has some of the most inconsistent lore of anything I've ever covered, ever. So it's difficult for me to talk about it. But there will be plenty more Arthur videos on lots of different stuff, rest assured. But, that is gonna be it for this stream. We spent, excuse me, far too long on that bloody first test chamber, which is a bit irritating, but, we did it, we made it fully, and it works. So, yeah, I really hope you guys did enjoy. As per usual, make sure to go join the casual Discord in the description, down below. If you want to be automatically notified whenever I upload, anything or go live. I will be back, of course, on Wednesday for another stream on Oblivion. On Friday for the final COD Zombies Black Ops 2 stream before we move on to Black Ops 3. And next Saturday should be, is going to be the revisit of this Golden Revisit game night batch. So I'm going to give you guys the choice of which game to vote for. And I might leave Wii Sports out, I'm going to be honest, because I think we've really done, like, I think I've really covered that game as much as I probably could. I don't know. I'll have a think. I just feel like the other games sort of deserve a revisit a little bit more. But, I really hope you guys enjoy, and I will, of course, see you on another video or stream very, very soon. Obviously, we've got the Arthur video on the Vines that I'm hopefully going to have out on Monday. And hopefully a Max Steel video on Saturday. So, yeah, next Saturday, obviously. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching everyone, and I will see you on another video or stream very, very soon. Goodbye everyone. Thanks for stopping by.